Hey everybody, doing another quick game, lunch break at work. Don't want to do it live because I don't really have time for all the comments and everything to respond, so just thought I'd shoot this out real quick. This is one of the 1967 replay games from the American League, the last 10 days of the season, to see how the pennant race would go in a replay. And in this game, it's the White Sox against the Angels. And actually, I got the wrong picture up. It's George Brunette because the game's in California. So George Brunette, the lefty, will be opposed by Tommy John, the lefty. But right now, George Brunette is on the bump, and he'll be facing Don Buford, and this is Super Advanced. So we're ready to go. Top of the first, here's Don Buford. And we get a 3-9, so 3-9 against a lefty for Don Buford. It's going to be a fly ball to left, and we're underway, one away. Don Buford is retired. Here comes Tom McCraw, first baseman Tom McCraw, lefty on lefty. It's a 2-4 for McCraw, and we've got a ballpark check. And for California Anaheim Stadium, whatever it was called back then, for left-handers, the singles will be, let's go over here to find it here. The singles are going to be 1-3, so not very good. So most likely it'll be a line out to second, but you never know. It's a 7, and it is a line out to second. 2 away, that'll bring up Tommy Agee, the center fielder, later more popular with the Mets. 6-3 against a righty, and that's a fly ball right field X. And the right fielder for California is Bubba Morton. He is a 4-2, and that's a 1, so we know that's going to drop. Doubtful it's an error, but most likely will drop for a hit. Most of those California outfielders do not have very good range. A 4-1 is actually going to be a triple, and that's a 10, so we know there's no errors on 10s. But Tommy Agee just dropped a triple in on the Angels, thanks to Bubba Morton not being swift of foot. So he is aboard on third base with 2 outs. For Ken Boyer, the third baseman, we'll roll the D20, see if there's any effect. There is none. So Ken Boyer, the righty, against Brunette, the lefty. It's a 6-8, and a 6-8 is a ground ball to third, so Brunette pitches out of it, and down go the Sox of the white variety here in the top of the first. Tommy John is going to step in on the bump, and then we face Aurelio Rodriguez to lead things off, a right-handed hitter. 5-9 is a fly to right. 1 away there, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Jim Fregosi. Fregosi, a 1-7 against a lefty, and it's a ground ball to short. He just missed some hits there, but it's a ground ball to short. 2 down, and here's Rick Reichart, the left fielder, another right-handed hitter. 1-4. 1-4 for Reichart, and he's going to strike out. And that's going to do it in the first. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels. We go to the second, no score, and Brunette back on the bump. Don't expect a lot of runs in 67. That's when the pitchers were having their heyday. Here's Rocky Colavito to lead things off. 5-9. 5-9 is an in-home run chance, though, and Colavito does have the power. It's a 1-8 for a home run. Anything else will be a 20. I mean, it'd be a double. 17 is a double, so he just missed it. But Colavito, leadoff double, brings up shortstop Ron Hansen. Check the D20, nothing there. Hansen, 5-8. 5-8's a ground ball shortstop A, so the runner has to hold. And there's 1 away. That'll bring up Ken Berry. We'll check Ken Berry. Nothing on the D20. Ken Berry, the right fielder, right-handed hitter. 1-6 against Brunet, so we'll go off Berry's card. That's a fly ball to center field B with a question mark. But the runner's on second, not on third, so it is just simply going to be a fly to center for out number 2. And that'll take us to J.C. Martin, the catcher. And nothing on the D20. J.C. Martin, lefty on lefty. And that's a 5-6. Brunette, 5-6 is a ground ball to first, and the inning is over. So Colavito, a leadoff double, is left stranded at second. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Here's Tommy John. He of the Tommy John surgery. We get a 3-6. 3-6 for Bubba Morton, and it's a solid single. So Bubba gets the leadoff single. Now we'll roll the D20. No effect for the next batter, which is Don Mincher, lefty on lefty. It's a 2-7. 2-7 is going to actually be a walk. So Mincher draws a base on balls. And now we've got runners at first and second with nobody out for the center fielder, Woody Held. Nothing on the D20. Woody Held is a right-handed hitter. It's a 4-3 against Tommy John. That's a fly ball right field X. Right fielder for the White Sox is Colavito. He's a 4-E5. So again, the range not very good, but the 16 might help him out here. A 4, whoops, let me get this out of the way. A 4 and a 16 is a fly ball, F2. And we get a 6, and he's an E5. E5, there is no 6 there, so he does make the play. And there's one away. I don't think any runners advanced on an F2. So if there's a runner on third, he would have scored on a sac fly, but there is no runner on third. They're just on first and second. So that's one away. Brings up Bob Rogers, otherwise known as Buck Rogers. And that's a 1. So the 1 says that that's potentially going to be, when you roll that 1 on the D20, let's double check it's been a while since I played Super Advanced, so let me just double check that and make sure I'm in the right frame here. When you roll a 1, when you roll a 1, I believe that's a wild pitch check, but I will double check it just to be on the safe side. It's been a while since I played this. Okay, here we go. Okay, where do we go here? Hold the phone, folks. 1. I don't know why I'm all of a sudden drawing a blank on this. You would think I'd never played Super Advanced before. Somebody out there is probably yelling, "You dummy, you do this." But when you haven't played in a while, and I don't know how to pause a live video that's not really live, so I don't know why I can't find this. It is really bugging me. I'm sure it's irritating the heck out of whoever's watching. So, don't know why. It doesn't make any sense that this wouldn't be the case. Supplementary steals. Why am I not finding this? Maybe I'm not looking far enough. Let's see here. I don't want pickoffs and stuff. I'm doing runners on base. Okay, this is really annoying. Here we go. Fine, didn't go far enough. All right, roll a 1. A wild pitch may occur. All right, went through all that just to say about a wild pitch. So Tommy John, I'm sorry about that. Tommy John's wild pitch rating is a 6. It's a 12, so there is no wild pitch. And since there wasn't, we don't need to roll the D20 again. So we'll skip it this time for Bobby Rogers, or Buck Rogers. We get a 5-10, and Rogers is a switch hitter batting right. So 5-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Ron Hansen. And Ron Hansen is a 3E30. And that's a 7. So we'll check the charts for that. He is a 3E30. 3 and a 7. 3 and a 7 is a G3. And as a E30, and we rolled a 9. E30, and there is no 9, so it's simply going to be a G3 with runners on first and second. So a G3 says runners on first and second, the runners advance. All right, so it's ground ball C for all you basic strat guys out there. So it's simply going to be a 6-3 ground out with the runners advancing to second and third, respectively. So we got 2 on with runners at second and third, and the number 8 hitter, Bobby Knopp. Nothing on the D20 for Bobby Knopp. And we get a 2-12 against the lefty. 2-12 is a line out max, but it's the third out of the inning, so it doesn't matter. And the inning is over. So sorry about that pregnant pause there. After 2 complete, we're scoreless. And now we've got the pitcher spot, Tommy John. And Tommy John is using pitcher hitting card number 2. But we're off the batter card, our pitcher card anyway. 5-8 against the lefty is a ground ball to second. And there's one away. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order, and Don Buford. So So Don Buford flied to left his first time up. This is going to be a 3 and a 5 against a lefty. 3-5 split chance for Don Buford. 1 to 8 is a double. 9 to 20 is a single. That is a 2, so it's a double for Don Buford. So Don Buford with a double brings up Tommy McCraw. McCraw, I'll re-roll that because I kept hitting the pitcher's card there. 11, no effect. McCraw. 3-11 against a lefty. Lefty on lefty. 3-11. Look at this. Diamond shot. Now for the ballpark for home runs. Singles is 1 to 3. Home runs are 1 to 7. So a 1 to 7. And Tommy McCraw will go deep. And he does. It's a 5. So it's a 2-run home run for Tommy McCraw. That was a diamond shot. And the White Sox take a 2-0 lead against the Angels. So 5-5. It's Tommy Agee, a righty. So 5-5 is going to be a walk. And there you go again. Tabletop Earl. The walk follows the home run. And I'm seeing it more and more. Here's Ken Boyer. Nothing on the D20. Ken Boyer, a 4-7. He's a righty. 4-7 is yet another walk. So Brunette losing a little control here. First and second with only 1 out for Rocky Colavito, who doubled his first time up. And that's a 10, so no effect. And that's a 4-6. That's going to be a strikeout this time. So he finally corrects himself, gets a strikeout for out number 2. Brings up Ron Hansen. Nothing on the D20 for Hansen. It's a 112 against a lefty. 112 is another line-out max, but that's the 3rd out, so it doesn't matter. But the 2-run shot from McCraw, and the White Sox take a 2-0 lead. And it's going to be the pitcher, George Brunette, to lead off the bottom of the 3rd. He's hitting off pitcher hitting card number 1. But we're off the pitcher card anyway. 6-7 is a strikeout for Tommy John. 1 away. And we're back to the top of the order. And Aurelio Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 6-7. He's a righty. 6-7 is another strikeout. So Tommy John, back-to-back strikeouts. And that'll bring up Jim Fergosi, the shortstop. Fergosi, a 4-7. 4-7, a 1 to 10 is a single. 11 to 20 is a line out. It's an 8, so it's a 2-out single for Fergosi. Roll the D20. Nothing happening for Rick Reichart. Righty on lefty. 1-3 against a lefty is a walk. So a single followed by a walk. 2 on, 2 outs for Bubba Morton. Nothing on the D20 for Bubba. It's a 111 against a lefty. 111 is a ballpark single check. But again, not very good. 1 to 3, or else it's a line out. It's a 14, so it's a line out to short to end the 3rd. So we played 3 complete here in Anaheim. And it's the White Sox 2 and the Angels nothing. Top of the 4th, and Ken Berry, righty on lefty. 4-5 against Brunette, and that's a strikeout. 1 away. J.C. Martin, the catcher, lefty on lefty. And that's a 1-8 for J.C. Martin, and 1-8's a ground ball to first. So that's 2 away. Now it brings up the pitcher, Tommy John, hitting off pitcher hitting card number 2. But again, we're off the pitcher card. 5-7 is a strikeout, so that's going to end the top of the 4th. A very quick top of the 4th. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the 4th, Tommy John facing Don Mincher, lefty on lefty. It's a 6-6, and it's a 1 to 3 for a triple. 4 to 20 will be a fly to center. That's a 5, so it's a fly to center. 1 away. Brings up center fielder Woody Held. 6-5 for Woody Held. And he's got an end home run chance. And he does have end power. So 1 to 4. 1 to 4 would be a home run. Anything else is a fly to left. It's a 20, so it's a fly to left. Out number 2. That brings up Buck Rogers. And we are in the 21st century, so that's kind of interesting. 2-5 against the lefty. 2-5 against the lefty is a base hit. Solid single for Rogers. Brings up Bobby Knopp, second baseman. Roll the 220, nothing happening. Lefty, 2-6 for Canop against the lefty. He will walk. So that puts 2 on with 2 outs. For the pitcher, George Brunette, who hits off pitcher hitting card number 1. Nothing on the D20. And we get a 5-8 against the lefty, is a pop out to short. And the inning is over. So 4 innings are in the books. We go to the 5th. Still 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. Top of the order, and Don Buford to lead things off. Get a 4-6. Buford is a switch hitter batting right. 4-6 is a strikeout. 1 away for Tommy McCraw. He had the big 2-run homer his last time up. 2-8 for McCraw. This time he's going to ground it back to the pitcher, Brunette, for an easy second out. Brings up Tommy Agee. And Agee, a 3-11. So Agee against the lefty, 3-11. He's going to get hit by the pitch. So Agee is plunked. Brings up Ken Boyer. Agee is not a stealing threat. The D20, nothing going on. Ken Boyer. 5-5 against the righty is a 5-5 is a walk. So back to hit by pitch followed by a walk. Puts 2 on with 2 outs for Rocky Colavito. Nothing on the D20. Rocky Colavito. Drop the white die. Rocky Colavito. 4-5 against a right-hander is a strikeout. And that's going to end the 5th. So nothing doing for the White Sox. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Coming up for the Angels will be Jim Fregosi. I'm sorry, it will not be Jim Fregosi. It'll be Aurelio Rodriguez. I moved 1 card too much. Rodriguez is going to lead off. 3-11. 3-11 against Tommy John is a ground ball to third. 1 away. I'll bring up Jim Fregosi. Fregosi, a 1-12 against the lefty, is a pop out to short. So that's 2 away. Brings up Rick Reichart, the left fielder. He's walked and struck out. 6-6 is he's going to do something more this time. 1-6 is a triple. 7-20 is a single. That's a 9, not a 6. That is a 9. The dot's on the right-hand side, so it is a 9. So that's a single for Reichart. 2-out single. Brings up Bubba Morton. D20 has nothing. Let's see if Bubba has something. Bubba, a 3-7 against the lefty, is a 1-18 single chance. It's only 1 star, but it would keep the inning going. And it does, so it's a single. Puts runners at first and second with 2 outs for Don Mincher. Nothing on the D20. And we get a 2-5 for Mincher against a lefty. And that's a walk, and that's going to load the bases. So Tommy John, after getting the first 2 outs, now is running into a bit of trouble. Got to face Woody Held, the center fielder. Nothing on the D20. Woody Held is a right-handed hitter. 5-9. 5-9's a fly to right. That's going to end the inning. Would have been a sac fly, but that's the 3rd out. So 5 innings are in the books, and the score is still the White Sox 2 and the Angels nothing. George Brunette back out. Brunette has 7 for his point of weakness inning. Tommy John can go 6 before we start counting. Here's Ron Hansen to lead things off. It's a 2-7 for Hansen, and that's a ground ball to short for 1 away. 1 out for Ken Berry, left fielder rather. 6-6 against a right-handed batter is a pop-up to short, and that's out number 2. I bring up the catcher, J.C. Martin, and this is going to be a lefty-on-lefty matchup. That's a 1-9. So 1-9 against the lefty is going to be a strikeout, and that's going to end the top of the 6th. So nothing going on. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and we are looking at Tommy John facing Bob Rogers. 3-2 for Rogers against a lefty is a ground ball to third, 1 away. Brings up Bobby Canop. Bobby Canop, 4-7. 4-7 against a righty. 1-10 is a base hit single. 11 to 20 is a line out to third, and that's a line out to third on that 18. And that brings up Brunette, who is a hitting card number 1. But we're off a pitcher card again, 5-9. 5-9's a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the 6th inning. So we go to the 7th, and Brunette's still in there, and he'll be facing Tommy John, who's hitting off pitcher hitting card number 2. But every time we've been off the pitcher's card, not the batter card. 4-11 is a ground ball to first, and there's one away. That'll bring up Don Buford, top of the order. 1 for 3, a double and run scored and a strikeout. 1-6 for Buford against the lefty is a fly to center. That's 2 away. Here's Tommy McCraw. He's the one that homered back in the 3rd inning. Accounting for all the runs in this game, 6-4. 6-4 against the lefty is a ground ball shortstop X, and the shortstop is Fregosi. He's a 227, 2E27. The 2 means he'll get in front, or 12 means he'll get in front of it. 2 and a 12, he will get in front of it. He is an E. He is an E27, and we rolled a 12. E27, and there is a 12 right there. So it's a 1-base error. E6 on Fregosi. Keeps the inning going. As he booted that one, we'll roll the D20 for the next batter. Nothing going on. Next batter happens to be Tommy Agee. It's a 2-6 for Agee against the lefty. And that's going to be a walk. So that error is going to keep the inning going with that walk. Puts runners at first and second. And we'll roll the D20 for the next batter. It's a 3, but you needed a 1 or a 2 to have something really going on there. So Ken Boyer is going to bat. And we get a 2-6. 2-6 for Ken Boyer against the lefty. Ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. So 7th inning stretch time, and it's still 2-0. And Tommy John, he's reached his point of weakness inning, but last inning he went 1-2-3, so he's still got all 3 things at his disposal as far as allowing hits or walks or whatever, so he's still in good shape, throwing a shutout. Here's Aurelio Rodriguez, right-hander, 6'8", and that's a strikeout, so there's one away. So Tommy John in control so far. Here's Fregosi. Fregosi's a 2-9, and that's all those hits on the column 2, and Fregosi found the fly to left. Go figure that. That's 2 away. Brings up Rick Reichart. Rick Reichart is a 3-6 against the lefty. It's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning 1-2-3. And Tommy John shows no signs of falling down here. Now, Brunette has allowed a walk. The error we won't count against him, but he has allowed a walk, so he can allow 2 more things to happen as far as base runners before he reaches his point of weakness. Colavito will lead things off 2-3 against a lefty, and he will walk, so that's another notch. And now the Angel bullpen is loosening down there. I believe Ron Cimino is loosening. Here's Ron Hansen. Speaking of Ron, oh, forgot to roll the D20, my bad. Let's get that out of the way. Nope, nothing happening. Hansen now a 1-5 against the lefty. Ooh, that's bad news. 1-5 is a double for a 1 to an 11, or a single 12 to 20, 2 stars both ways. It's a 20, so it's a single with 2 stars. That will move Colavito to third, and runners are on the corners, nobody out. So now Brunette has reached his point of weakness. They'll let him go one more batter against Ken Berry. Nothing happening there. Let's go to Ken Berry. Ken Berry, it is a 3-6. 3-6 against a lefty is a pop out to short. So we got out of that one with 1 out. Here's J.C. Martin. J.C. Martin, nothing happening. 5-7 against a lefty is a strikeout, but he has reached his point of weakness, so that strikeout turns into a base hit. So that's where you run into problems when you try to use a tired pitcher. So that's going to bring home a run. That turns into a single with 2 stars. And the run scores is now 3-0 White Sox. And that's going to bring up the pitcher. And they're going to go ahead and let him pitch to Tommy John. But it's a 2, so that's a possible chance for either a balk or a wild pitch when you roll a 2. So now we're going to have to roll the white die. It's a 6, which means we are checking for a pass ball. And the California catcher, Rogers, his pass ball rating is a 1. So this has to be a 1 for it to be a pass ball. It is not. So we'll drive on with the at-bat for the pitcher. It's a 5-5 against the lefty. And again, it's another strikeout with a dot. So again, it's going to be another base hit. So you think he could get the pitcher out, but it didn't happen. And that's going to be it for Mr. Brunette. He is done. He is going to be done for the day, as the dot got him twice. So be careful how often you use that dot is all I can tell you, because it will come back to bite you. So we're going to the bullpen, and I believe, if I can find him, there he is. We're going to have, in place of Brunette, we're going to have Pete Semino, a right-hander. So Pete Semino, the righty, is in there, and he'll be facing Don Buford. And we've got runners at the corners with only 1 out. Nothing on the 20. He needs a double play in the worst way. Buford will be batting left this time because he's a switch hitter. So it's a 4-8. 4-8 is a walk, and that's going to load the bases. So the Angels imploding here. The bases are loaded with only 1 out for Tommy McCraw, who's already homered in this game. If he does it again, it'll be a grand slam. 4-10. 4-10 is a catcher X, and Rogers is a 2-E3. So that does usually bode well. We'll find out. A 2-E3. He's a 7. A 2 and a 7 is a PP. And then that's a 14 with an E3. There is no error there. So PP says, oh, that's RP, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. With runners on base, pass ball gets by the catcher, but we're going to be using the pass ball rating. So the pass ball rating for Rogers was a 1. The wild pitch rating for Semino is a 4. I believe we used the wild pitch rating on that. I'm trying to remember my super advanced stuff here. It's a 12, so it's irrelevant because it's higher than anything we would have used anyway. So we're back to Tommy McCraw, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. It's been a while since I played super advanced, so I'm kind of getting back in the swing of things. 3-9 for McCraw against a righty this time. 3-9 is going to be a big base hit. 1-14 is a double. 15-20 is a single. There's 2 stars, so 2 runs will score either way. It's a 6, so it is in fact a double for Tommy McCraw, and that will bring home both Martin and Tommy John. So 2 runs will score. Buford will stop at third, and the blowout is on. Here's Agee, as Semino was unable to get it done. It's a 1-6 for Agee against a righty. 1-9 is a home run. 10-20 is still going to be a sac fly. It's a 14, so it's a sacrifice fly to left. That will bring home Buford. So Agee knocks in Buford. It's an unearned run because of the error earlier. That would have been a 3rd out, but that doesn't matter because the run scores. So now Boyer, the 9th man to bat in the inning, steps to the plate. Nothing on the D20. 6-12 against it's a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 2-E16. So a 2-E16 is where we're sitting. A 2-E16 is an 18. An 18 on the pitcher with an E16. I'm sorry, a 2-18 rather, is a G1, and he's got a 10, so there is no error on a 10. So it's just simply a ground ball back to the pitcher to end the inning. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs score. It's now 7-0 in favor of the White Sox, and Tommy John looking to cruise the rest of the way. He's going to be facing Bubba Morton to start things off. It's a 2-11 for Morton, and that's a ground ball to second. So since reaching his point of weakness, Tommy John has not allowed a base runner. Here's Don Mincher. It's a 5-5 for Mincher. It's a ground ball shortstop X. That is going to be Ron Hansen. He's a 3-E30. So Hansen, a 15, should be a good play. He'll get in front of that. And it's a 9 as an E30 and a 9. So E30, there is no 9 there. It's a good play for Hansen. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Woody Held. There's a 112 for Woody Held against a lefty, and he will walk. So 2-out walk for Woody Held, and that's the first ding against Tommy John since reaching his point of weakness. Nothing on the D20 for Bobby Knopp. I'm sorry, for Bob Rogers. It's a 5-3, and Rogers is a righty. Switch hitter batting right. That's a fly ball left field X for the White Sox. Left fielder is Ken Berry. He's a 1E2, so as a 1, you know he's going to catch it. Just a matter of an error, and that's a 10, so there are no errors on 10s. So he will make the play. Inning is over. So we go to the 9th, and they'll go ahead and let Cimino finish it out. Facing Rocky Colavito. That is a 5-7 for Colavito against Cimino. It's ground ball second base X, and for the Angels, second baseman is Knopp. He's a 1E12, so the 1 we know he's going to get to it. And again, another 10, so there's no errors on 10s. So Knopp will make the play. 1 away, and here's Ron Hansen. That's a 2-9 against a righty. 2-9 is a ground ball to short for out number 2. Brings up Ken Berry. Ken Berry. That is a 1-5 against a righty, and he will strike out. So that's going to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 7-0. Tommy John looking to put on the shutout here. He's going to be facing Bobby Knopp, a pinch hitter, and then Aurelio Rodriguez. So we have a 3-4 for Knopp against a lefty, and he's going to strike out. Should be the lefty, should be Tommy John in there. 3-4 lefty is a strikeout. So now we'll go to the bench of the Angels for a pinch hitter. And they're going to pull out a right-handed pinch hitter by the name of Jose Cardinal. So Jose Cardinal will pinch hit against Tommy John. And we get a 6-9 against a right-hander. Is a strikeout. It's a dot there, but he has not reached his point of weakness, so the strikeout is good. 2 away. Last chance is Aurelio Rodriguez. 4-4 against a righty is a ground ball third base X. Third baseman is Boyer. He's a 3E23. That's a 2. That's going to be a base hit. A 3 and a 2 against a third baseman is going to be a double, and that's a 7. So a 7 and an E23. A 7 and an E23. There is no 7, so the double will be just a double by itself. So he's going to get reach for, keep the the play going for one more batter. Here's Fregosi, nothing happening. Fregosi, the shortstop, 4-8 against a righty. 4-8 is a walk. So now he has officially reached his point of weakness, but they're going to try to get him let him finish if all possible. He's going to be facing Reichart, at least until he allows a run. Nothing on the D20. Reichart the righty. It's a 2-9 for Reichart against the lefty, and he's going to strike him out, and that's the ball game, folks. Tommy John with the complete game shutout, and the California Angels drop to the Chicago White Sox by the final score of 7-0. Player of the game is Mr. Tommy John. On the season, Tommy John was only 10-13, but he did have a 2.48 ERA. So that tells you about how the players were back in those days as far as lack of offense. But the pitching was definitely there. You saw it, and Tommy John finished the deal. So that's it from here. Hope everybody enjoyed that. I'm sorry about the little pregnant pause snafu there about the rolling with the D20, getting a 1 or a 2, and forgetting about what to do next. Kind of just had a mind freeze there for whatever reason. So apologize for that. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed that game. It's another one of the games from 1967 from September 20th as we try to play the last 10 games of the regular season to kind of make our own history, to use the History Maker baseball term, of the pennant race. And until next time, I will see you all down the road.